What's going on? My name is Clem de la Creme, and thank you for being here with me right now. This is my assessment of my final composition piece for my composition class. And for this assignment, we were given different MIDI samples. And what we had to do was use those MIDI samples to create an original piece. And we could manipulate them and do different things to them. So I'm going to quickly talk through a few things that I did with different stuff. I ended up making some variation in the notes, bringing melodies up high, bringing them low, changing the octaves of different samples. I changed the velocity of some of the hits, in some of the drum patterns, as well as in some of the other instruments. I added some reverb in some different areas. The instruments, I used a variety of different instruments, and I chose the sounds to fit together and do different things, different parts in the track. So in this middle part over here, there's this section where it sounds like almost like a video game, losing, like, and that was done in there to be able to help with some transitions. I used different audio samples to bring transitions up and make some of them smoother. The timbre of the piece has a few different sections where some are like smooth and spacey, and other ones are like in your face and funky. But the whole thing is a big journey, and part of that was from Martin Garrix's track Animals, that I was trying to recreate the feel of a journey through a dance track. And with this piece, I focused on the Jersey club style genre. And so as you can see up here, I chose 136 beats per minute, which fits within that genre. And I did not use vocal samples. And so what you might expect from a Jersey club track where they have like the vocal chops during the drops, you're not going to find that here. But what you will find is that boom, 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 boom. That almost four to the floor bass drum, the bass drum style. But in the beginning, at least, I took out the final kick, which ends up actually coming in through this sample, not that sample, this sample, where I use some of the samples as both like drums as well as bass lines. Like this sample ends up getting used as a drum and a bass line, which let you hear real quick from the beginning. Okay, so you just heard it there, but it also ends up getting used as a bass line at the end over here, to make a nice little angry transition to a new phase in the track. I use a lot of reverse snares and as well as some crashes, going different ways to help with sound building as well as with some of the transitions. These are some clap builds which are known in the Jersey club style genre, and then the beat ends up dropping out, which will usually bring about the drops with the vocal chops I was talking about before. But in these cases, you'll see that I decided to use almost all of the samples they gave us. But this one, it's like such a beautiful sample, and it didn't go with the more of the frantic movement of the rest of the track, but I wanted to include it anyways. Let's listen to that. So I decided I need to find a way to fit that in there, and that was where where it would be like a Jersey club drop and it goes into another direction. But it's not like that same heavier in your face gunshot bed squeak that you hear in a Jersey club track. And then there's some other nice little melodies that go along, as you can see just from like looking from afar. Let me zoom in a little better. I end up taking like the melody and dropping it an octave, putting it on top of itself, layering it, and then bringing it and making a little different pattern with it. With the PB3, which ended up becoming the main theme for the whole piece. Let's take a listen to what that sounds like. It gives us that initial movement for this journey, but I ended up adding notes and making it, make it feel like a journey. So we can see up here, like the. And I ended up using a nice dirty bass wobble, like a wobble bass sound, to bring it like that heavier aggression. Like, yo, we're here to party, we're here to do some damage, we're gonna have some fun. And so you'll see that right. So let me quickly solo that one. I'm not gonna play it for you right now because I want you to hear it with the track, but I'll show you that I ended up like cutting out, you know, some of the notes and like elongating other ones to give some syncopation and some excitement to how you think the melody is gonna go. And I end up, you know, bringing the melody in that same one. I end up like, you know, using an octave higher to do the same thing, which at this point in the song actually sounds like somebody else joining the party, like a new guest, like, hey, what's going on, guys? And then it gets right back into it, you know, because that main bass that's like leading the whole thing is like, no, you know what we're about, and you're gonna come with us. So I want to hear this from the beginning, and I'll try to explain a little bit more as I go along, so you can understand more of the feel that I'm talking about, this journey that I'm trying to take you on. You ready? Son. Hold up. I shouldn't start about that one. Here's where it starts. Son. Just got our drums. As you can see, I added some different velocities with these drum hits. Added some kicks to the original sample. I use space and silence to give some variety. But here's that main like wobble bass that's leading us along, that's taking us on this whole journey. You know? And all the different other layers make it feel like there's people joining the party, you know, like it's growing somewhere to something. We got the shaker that gives more movement, like, hey, what's up? I told you, somebody else joining the party. That's not what it's about. There we go. A little tambourine action. Here we got some claps that are building that you'll see in actually the Jersey club style genre. Silence right there. Here we were able to fit in that nice smooth section I was telling you about that I wanted in there that I wasn't sure how it was going to fit in there. These help with transitions, like the reverse builds and snares, and not snares, the crashes. Now, this section sounds like a video game ending, and I actually use the same instrument to spell out my name, which I'm going to zoom in here and show you. C-L-E-M. But because it had a video game ending sound, it gave it perfect transition to get back into that dirty, angrier bass that I was telling you that I wanted to bring in later, that I wasn't sure how it was going to fit in. You hear the Jersey Club claps again. Now, we end up changing the instrument to that plays like the main stuff, that main like bass line. Makes it sound kind of strange because we're like, all right, on our journey, like, where's what's going on? You know, where's the leader? Where did they go to? You know, I thought they were here with us, but everyone's like, it's okay, we're all here at the party together. We're still having some fun, so it's still going on. And if you can hear in the background that faint little that's same as like the bass line, but it's just the drums. And there's our leader back again. Letting everybody know, have no fear, we've always been here. Where are we taking us to? Oh, it's just me and you, baby. That last little bit at the end lets you know that this journey continues, that, you know, the adventure has not stopped, and that is just the beginning. But I hope that you appreciated this presentation and that you understood what I was going for with this, you know, this pretty much the structure of it and the genre of it. It didn't have the same structure as Jersey Club, as I was saying before, but it had, it had an intro, it had some choruses, it had, a couple of breaks, it had some verses, and then it had that nice like little outro where you saw it just build up and then take it back to home, with that little bass ending. But that's all I got for you right now. My name is Clem de la Creme, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.